635-0536. Once again, Dr. A.L. Dow, located at 934 Northeast 8th Street here in Oklahoma City. Today, I want you to think with me as we walk down the pages of history. I want you to think about happiness. What would it take to make you happy? I know many of you out in radio land, really, you're too busy to talk about happiness. What would it take to make you happy? 478-2103. What would it take to make you happy? Certainly I'm happy now because I'm talking to you out in radio land. Shelley, how do you feel now that you are in school, and where are you in school?
I feel fine that I'm in school and I'm in Northeast High School.
How was your first day at Northeast High School?
It was fun. It wasn't what I expected. The people were nicer than I thought, and it was fun.
Oh, you're saying the people were nicer? They were real nice. How about that principal at Northeast High School?
She's really nice. Miss Henderson is a nice person, and she's done a lot for Northeast.
All right, your principal was nice. How about those assistant principals?
They were nice too.
How many assistant principals do you know at Northeast High School?
One,
You know one, and which one is that?
Mr. Arnwine.
Oh, is that your assistant principal?
Yes.
All right, now what courses are you taking at Northeast?
I'm in the biomed program, and every other day I have gym, and I'm in Oklahoma history and government, taking government right now, Latin 1, English, and geometry.
English and geometry, that's a heavy schedule, isn't it?
Yes,
But it must be exciting. You go to school 6 hours straight?
yes.
Okay, I didn't know you named 6 subjects.
I did, but I have biomed 2 hours every other day, and the hours that I don't have that, I have gym. That's 6.
Okay, so that's 6. Okay, that's 6. But this makes sense to go to Rosie's Restaurant, 217 Northwest 23rd Street here in Oklahoma City. At Rosie's Restaurant, you will have the opportunity to eat that good old soul food. It opens Sunday at 11 a.m. and immediately after church, you are invited to Rosie's Restaurant, 217 Northwest 23rd Street here in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Now, Shelley, are you aware of the fact that before you can participate in activities, Mr. Richard Brown has just told us that you have to maintain a certain average?
Yes, I'm aware of that.
Okay, what would you say to the young people out in radio land that are interested in participating in activities? How do you make a 2.0 average?
I tell them that they have to get their priorities in order and know what comes first. And first of all, your grade point average comes first, and then put everything into perspective in the order that you feel is important. But first of all, your grades in school should come first.
All right, now how do you separate your priorities?
You have to know what's important to you and what is essential to your life.
Okay, now do you really think, Shelley, from what you have seen, and you've been around here for 14 long years, what do you really think education is important?
Yes, I do.
Why?
Because I've seen the results, both positive and negative, of education, and I've seen those who have gotten an education and what they have made out of themselves. They have been successful and done well in what they're doing, and the ones who chose not to are somewhere either cooking hamburgers or looking for a job.
All right, now, Shelley, you were in New York this summer. What did you see? We've seen and we've talked about the homeless people. How did that affect you?
It made me realize that there is a such thing as poverty, and I have to get my education in order that I won't have to suffer through it.
All right, now, did you like the look in the people's eyes that were on the streets that were getting food out of cans?
No.
All right, so basically you're saying that education is important.
Yes, it is very.
I ask a question today. I ask, what would it take to make you happy? What would it take to make you happy? That's what I want. I want you to think, what is it that you feel will make you happy?
I'm happy now.
You're happy now. Why?
I have parents that love me, nice friends. I'm in a nice environment, and I've been provided for in the best of ways, and I've had a mother to help me and teach me and show me that there is a better way in life.
This is the Clara Luper radio show, and today's show is being brought to you by Marilyn Hildred, an agent, your agent for Allstate Insurance Company. Have you looked at your life insurance policy? Do you know exactly what you have? Are you getting the most for your money? Well, it's time now to think about life insurance, especially for your children, where they can grow up, where they can have the things that they need, and where they will be able to start on a life insurance policy now in the next few years when they get ready to go to college. They can draw off of that policy. Now, if you want additional information about life insurance, automobile insurance, home insurance, rental insurance, call Marilyn. The telephone number is 848-7470. Her office is located at 9228 North May Street here in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. That's Marilyn Hildred, 848-7470. If you would like to call at home, that number is 427-8399 for all of your insurance needs. Miss Black, Oklahoma, will be leaving Oklahoma, going to Florida to participate in the National Miss Black America pageant in November. And we know that you will want to be a part of Miss Black Oklahoma's big celebration. We'll be giving her a farewell tea, and we'll be telling you about it later on. As we talk to you today, we would like to tell you that you can still go to Burger Brothers and take advantage of those sharp prices, meat prices that are available today. That's Burger Brothers, 412 South Harvest Street here in Oklahoma City. The ABC Upholstery Company is located at 1933 Northwest 39th Street in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. That's Mr. Horde, who was formerly on Spring Lake Drive, but now has moved to 1933 Northwest 39th Street here in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. School has started now, and I would like to ask you, what does it take to make you happy? It might mean that you are happy just to be going to school, just to go in your teacher's room, just to be able to open those books. That should make you happy. I would like to tell you that the library is having something very, very special. And Betty Jean Germany will probably call us and tell us about it. It's a Hall of Fame type thing at the Ralph Ellison's Library here in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. And we will be back because Betty Jean will be telling you about it. You need to know what's going on in the Hall of Fame or the Academy Award winner. You need to know about that from your Ralph Ellison's Library. Now, those of you that are out in Radio Land, you want to be happy, you can make me happy. If you really want to make me happy, I want you to stay out of trouble. I don't want to see any of you stealing anything from anybody. We are honest people. We don't have to break in homes, steal automobiles. And if we would break in a house, if we would steal an automobile, what would we get? We would get something that would not last any time. Let's get ready, and for success. And success cannot be found by stealing anything from anybody. What does it take to make you happy? And certainly that is a question that only you can answer. One writer says that happiness comes from within. If we aren't able to get Betty Jean today, we will be able to get her for you and have her to tell you all about it tomorrow. Our insurance specialist is here, and once again, here's Merlin telling you about life insurance, home insurance, and any kind of insurance.
Good evening, and thank you again for giving me this opportunity to talk to your intelligent listening audience. This is Marilyn Hildred bringing you Insurance and You. Early on in today's program, we talked about additional information regarding your automobile insurance. We covered the liability, uninsured motorists, and collision coverage. The other physical damage coverage is known as comprehensive. Comprehensive means your theft coverage, fire, almost any basic physical damage that can happen to a car other than a collision is covered under comprehensive coverages on your automobile policy. So if someone vandalizes your car, if someone steals the battery out of your car, rips you off, your comprehensive would then cover it. Some comprehensive coverages will have a deductible on it depending upon what you and your agent decide. However, anything over that amount, your insurance company will pay. This is known as your physical damage coverage. This has been Marilyn Hildred bringing you Insurance and You.
Marilyn, as you talk about insurance and you, I have a question to ask you about life insurance. Why do you think it's so important?
As we look at the history of our people, we know that one of the main problems in our community has been that we did not take out time to provide for our families. By that I mean by providing for them in case something would happen that we were no longer able to for them to maintain their standard of living. For instance, if you're working, most homes operate on two incomes. Then if something would happen to one of those vital people who's bringing in that money once a month, then the family is then put in a precarious situation. A lot of families I've been in this business for 13 years now, seen families as a result of a death of a family member who've had to move out of their present dwelling, who've had to sell their furniture to pay off the bills and the medical expenses only because we did not take time to sit down and go over our life insurance needs. Life insurance is very, very important because if we want to provide for our children's education, if we want them to have a better life, even if we live or even if we die, then we should then deal with our life insurance needs. And the way life insurance is set up now, life insurance under the new programs pays you if you live and pays your family if you die.
Oh, Marilyn, I can't understand that. How can any life insurance pay you if you live?
Because of the type of policy that you're able to take out now. The insurance industries have basically changed a lot because of the consumer need and awareness of life insurance. For instance, you have life insurance policies that pay 8.5% interest on the money that you're putting in there. And you're not taxed upon the money. You can go in and borrow, or you own your loan value on it, and you pay 3.5% interest rate. And you can, instead of having to go through a lot of paperwork or getting your money out, you just call your insurance agent and pull it out.
All right. How do you expect those of us who aren't in the insurance business to know?
I expect you to know because I want to tell you about it.
Well, okay, all right. You want to tell us about it now. Can we come to your office and sit down and you outline it for us?
Of course you can. My office is located at 9228 North May Avenue, and I would love to have the opportunity to sit down and talk with you concerning all of your insurance needs. But life insurance is probably one of the most important needs that any family would have. If you want your family to be able to maintain and survive as hard as this economy is, you must look out for them. We have a responsibility for the children that didn't ask to be brought here, and so we would not put a burden upon the families that we leave behind.
Marilyn, is it a fact that if you provide life insurance for your children at a young age, you can get a better price?
Of course, anytime you take out life insurance, the younger you are, the cheaper the policy.
All right, so anyone with children can see you too.
Anyone with children, grandchildren, you don't even have to have children, but if something happens to you, someone has the responsibility of making sure that all your arrangements are made, and you have to think about these things while you're able to live.
Most people don't like to think about dying, Marilyn.
No, none of us want to think about dying, but two things that I learned a long time ago that I was taught: you're born and you die.
Well, certainly, that sure is true. You're born and you die. Two of the most important events in your life, and you don't have any control.
You have no
over.
control over, but we have a responsibility to those that love us to provide for their needs.
Are you saying that if you don't have life insurance that will take care of you after death, then you don't love your children if you don't provide for them?
I would say that if you love your children, you provide the best and want the best for them. And there's no way that you can tell me that you want the best for your family. And if something happens to you tonight, they're left in a situation where they don't have a thing, and you tell me you love them.
Thank you so very kindly. And that's Merle and Hildred. And how can anyone get in contact with you?
You can call me at my office at 848-7470, or feel free to call me at my home. My home number is 427-8399.
I would like to thank you, Merle, for being part of the Clara Luper radio show. You need some electrical work. If so, what I want you to do is to call Calvin or Bert. The telephone numbers are 239-2678 or 424-3785. Let me repeat. The telephone number 424-3785 or 239-2678. Well, it's really been exciting. It's always great to be with you. It's always exciting to be with you. And I want to take this time to wish you a happy Labor Day. Labor Day is coming in, and I want to wish you a happy Labor Day. In the meantime, I want you to think Sir Charles Taylor, 6225 Southeast 15th Street, M&W Welding Company, 2601 Northeast 23rd Street, here in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Those of you that are interested in purchasing my book, Behold the Walls, all you will have to do is to call me, 424-3949. Now, I want you to call me and say, Clara, I want a book. I'm in my second printing of Behold the Walls. Do you see what I see? I ask in my book, Behold the Walls. I know you will, because you have always supported me. I would like to once again to thank all of you for your support during the Freedom Fiesta. It was unbelievable. You supported me, and I am happy, because what really makes me happy is to know that I have friends just like you. You are great, and you will be hearing. All of you are so kind. I'm sorry that I'm not able personally to write all of you a thank you card, but please believe me, I am so grateful for the support that you have given me. And now I'm looking forward to 1988 with all of its great expectations. The Miss Black Oklahoma pageant will be held next June, and I would like for you now to start in your cities getting ready. We want to have more people involved. This will be our 19th Miss Black Oklahoma pageant, and it will be held in Oklahoma City on June the 18th, 1987. That will be the state pageant. Those of you in the Oklahoma City area that would like to sign up for Miss Black Oklahoma City, be sure and get in contact with Mrs. Dolly Hall. Those of you that would like in the Midwest City area, please get in contact with your state promoter. And I've just been informed that we have some very talented young ladies at Dale City, and certainly we are looking forward to having a representative from Dale City. Once again, the Miss Black Oklahoma State Pageant will be held on June 18th, 1987, and the Soul Bazaar will be held on April the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. When we think of school starting, we have a lot of people wondering what's going to happen this school year. This should be the greatest school year of all, and I think that the superintendent of schools, the Board of Education, and others can make it greater by providing for the needs of the students. And certainly you, the public, can demand from those of us that are in teaching positions, those of us that are administrators, you have the right to deserve for us the best. Everybody's talking about excellence in education, and I heard one of the greatest stories that has come out of OU. They tell me that the new president was talking about excellence in education at Oklahoma University, and there was one teacher that had been there through various presidential leaders, and that one say, what will be different about your excellence in education? I've heard it from every president. Now, we have heard a lot in the Oklahoma City school system about excellence in education. And we are down now to some basic questions. Do we really have excellence in education in the Oklahoma City school system, or the Midwest City school system, or any school system? When we say excellence in education, are we talking about preparing students for the real world? So when they leave our schools, this community will be better. This city will be better as a result of having young people pass through the school system. How do you rate us? Do you rate us on test scores? Or do you rate us on the number of young people that are coming out of our schools, entering our prison institutions? Are we excellent in preparing our young people for prison, or are we excellent in preparing them for life? Are we preparing our young people for vocational schools? Are we preparing them for training schools? Excellence in education must extend beyond the artificial barriers of test scores, of grades A, B, C, D, and F. It must extend into the moral issues. This community should be a better community because of the experiences that our young people are having in schools. And maybe it boils down to leadership. Maybe those of us that are teachers are required to give the leadership to our young people that will help them to really be excellent and to be able to say that as a result of my school experience, I will excel in my family life. I will excel in my church life, all because that I've had an experience in school. So on what scale will we measure our excellence? Will it be on test scores, or will it be on the streets of our city? You have the answer. How will you measure it? Excellence in school must be excellence on the highways. Are we producing excellence in school? Or do we have just a word around our necks in which we are saying, look what we are doing? But wouldn't it be a gift to this community if we could look on the streets, and because of the fact that our young people have been involved in school, because they have read some of the greater books of our times and of past times, because they can work some of the complex problems in chemistry and physics, algebra, calculus, we can say that we have no fears, because these young people are excellent in life. They know the advantage of treating people right. They love themselves, and consequently, they love others. If we are able to produce citizens that realize that life is tough, and in order to live, you must become tough in being kind, kindness, smiling. A visitor came to Oklahoma City and said one thing that really impressed him was the fact that people were friendly. Are we going to strive to be excellent in being friendly to people? Excellence in education must extend far beyond the grade scores. Somewhere down the line, we need to stop and check, see what we are accomplishing as educators. And education is a three-way street. The schools cannot do it all. The parents, the community, and the community consists of the churches. We must get in, and we must have excellence. Oh, it's wonderful to hear people sing those beautiful songs on. It will be City Councilman Gory L. James. It will be an outstanding something that you will be talking about, and certainly who knows how to talk about what's happening any better than Mrs. Wallace. This is the Clara Luper radio show, and today's show is being made possible by Rainbow, which is certainly good news. Mrs. Wallace? This is Clara Luper, and how are you today?
Yes, I'm fine. How are you?
Oh, I'm fine. I'm really excited because you're having this Southtown reunion. Is that true?
That's true.
How long have you been associated with it?
Since 1977, the first year we started.
Oh, you were there at the first year.
Yes.
What do you remember most about that first year?
Oh, it was wonderful. We didn't do a lot of planning. We just went off into it, and everything just went so smooth, and we just had, I think we had about 400 or 500 that year.
400 or 500 your first year?
The first year.
How many are you expecting for this weekend?
Well, this weekend we're planning around 400 anyway.
400 people that used to live in Southtown?
Yeah, 'cause some come from California and Colorado and different places. And, some is already here. And we're expecting some from Minnesota.
From Minnesota to come to a Southtown family reunion, more or less.
They used to live down here years ago, and they just moved out, and every year they come back, and we get together, and we just have a wonderful time.
Well, I understand that City Councilman Gory L. James will be one of your speakers.
Right.
Oh,
Yes, he does.
Oh.
Yeah, for the last, I guess 2 or 3 years anyway, as I can remember.
Well, wonderful. When we talk about Southtown, we are talking about those people from Potawatomi Street to Southwest 15th Street and Walker.
That's right.
Okay. Yeah. Now, I understand that you are expecting 400 people.
That's what we're expecting. That's, the ones here and the ones that come in. Of course, we have a lot that come by, that didn't live down here, but they get fed too.
Oh, you feed all of the people that come in?
We have a picnic on Labor Day, and we serve at 2 p.m. Labor Day.
You serve everybody that come by?
Everybody that come, and we have domino games out on the little park there, and they play dominoes, and they get first and second place trophies, for dominoes and whist.
That is really something. And you meet out there.
Yeah.
Okay, now, what do the women have to bring?
They have to bring a covered dish of anything, that you would like to bring, but we prefer mostly the cakes and pies and cookies or whatever.
Oh, I can make a pudding. I'm a bread pudding champion.
You are. Well, we sure would appreciate that, because we don't ever have that.
You don't have bread pudding?
No.
Oh, well, see, I'm from Hoffman, Oklahoma, and we wouldn't have to have 400 people at our reunion. We could have our reunion, wouldn't be over 40 people there, and it would be a reunion.
Really?
Now, what are you doing on Sunday?
Sunday we go to Union Baptist Church, which is at
Oh, North, is that the one?
5404 North Kelly.
5404 North Kelly.
Yeah, that's where we reunite. When they were down here, we went, before they moved.
Who is the pastor at Union?
Huh?
Who is the pastor, the minister at Union Baptist?
Reverend Booker.
So you all are going to leave Southtown and come over at 5404 North Kelly Avenue on Sunday.
Yeah, those that doesn't go to Sykes.
Oh, I see
those that
some.
doesn't go to Sykes.
Oh.
But that's our original church that we go, because we went every year before they moved at Union, because most of them belong to Union.
Oh, I see. Well, so the Union Baptist Church is really a church that came from Southtown.
Right. That's right. That's correct.
All right, you are Jewel Wallace. I want to make sure I have the right Wallace.
Yes.
You are Jewel Wallace.
Yes.
Okay, now the families, how you feed 400 people? Do you charge by the individuals or by the families?
Yeah, well, what we do, we charge by the family. Head of household, we ask them for $12 a year. And each family that participates, the head, they pay their $12. And this is the way we get the most of our money for, to buy the food and stuff that we serve.
So you buy the food? Who cooks all that food?
Well, we are having our chicken cooked at, I don't remember the place now, because somebody else takes care of that. And our briskets, among ourselves, we cook them. We'll take them and divide them up, and the ladies will cook them. And, of course, the cakes and pies and things we all bring. And we have a plenty of food every year.
Okay, now that's $12. Now suppose someone has not paid that $12
There's
fee.
someone every year that doesn't.
Then you can come in and pay your $12 fee.
Either you can mail it to me. That was what they had decided to do this year, since we had been bringing it to the lady next door. But I don't know what happened to the addresses, and the phone numbers was down wrong in the Chronicles, and so I never got a hearing from anybody, not even a letter or a phone call.
Well, you're going to get some telephone calls from being on the Clara Luper radio show, and incidentally, who do you want to call you?
Anybody that hasn't paid their $12 and have lived in Southtown, years back, and some of those that still live in Southtown that haven't paid.
I'm so happy to see you proud of your tradition and your heritage. Now, all of you out in Radio Land that have lived in Southtown or are living there, I want you to see Mrs. Wallace. Mrs. Wallace's telephone is what?
236-5038.
Now, since it's too late to mail in their $12, could they come by your house?
Sure, they sure can.
And what is that address?
At 324 Southwest 13th Street.
324 Southwest
13th Street.
13th Street. Now, do you have anything else by which this occasion will be remembered?
You mean like what goes
like
on?
Anything. For example, do you have any? I know we had our big family reunion in Wichita Falls, Texas, and we all had T-shirts.
Yeah, we have.
You have T-shirts
every year, and we have. This is our 10th year, so this year we had our 10th anniversary Southtown reunion, 10th anniversary put on them, and you can have your name put on it if you like. And this year, for the first time, we bought caps with the same thing on it.
Really?
Yeah.
What colors?
The caps and the T-shirts are red.
Oh, that's good. That's John Marshall's color, red and blue.
Yeah, well, it's black. Our pants are black. And because this is the first time for our caps, and I think we are all very proud of them, the one that already had them. I've worn mine once.
How much are the caps?
They were $6.
Just $6, and you
$6 with all that on it. Southtown.
Wait a minute now, Jewel. You're saying that on the caps you can have Southtown reunion?
We have Southtown 10th year reunion, 1987, on the caps, and they are $6.
Now, your telephone number is 236-5038. And anyone that wants to participate can call you.
That's right.
Well, that really is exciting. I sure would like to bake my bread pudding and bring it, but I don't.
You would.
If I had known about it earlier, let me know next year
Well,
so
let
that I
you-
can be
well,
ready.
Sure will. I'll make a note of that and put it in my book and let you know in time next year so you can bring the bread pudding.
Okay, now I need to know how much the T-shirts cost.
The T-shirts are $7.
$7. So
Uh-huh.
I can take $7, buy me a T-shirt. I can take $6 and buy me a cap, and I'm on my way.
And you're on your way.
I'm on my way to that big reunion.
That's
Let's
right.
go.
And we have a great time. And on Saturday night we have a little get together. You know, where everybody get together and get acquainted. You know, before the picnic. And before
When is that Saturday night?
This is tonight.
Where?
And this is going to be at Southwest 14th and South Walker. I don't know the address, and I don't because it's the first time we had it there.
Oh, so you all gonna get together and
Yeah.
talk about old times
Yes,
and all of
that's
that?
what we do. Yes, right. And just enjoy ourselves.
Oh, that seems so exciting.
Hmm.
And then tomorrow you'll go to church.
Right.
And once again you're going to the Union Baptist Church.
Right.
Then after church, what do you do?
Well, come home and kind of relax, and then we go down to the neighborhood center. It's there. It's at where Neighbor for Neighbor is. It's 300 Southwest 13. We go down there and get everything cleaned up and get the tables all set up and get ready for. Well, we do that this evening, but then we do some of that tomorrow too. All we don't get done today.
Okay,
Get
now.
everything set up for the dinner.
Okay, you have the dinner inside?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
From the inside, and they can go out. It's the little park, just south of the Neighbor for Neighbor building, and we have it. We serve our food out there, and you can go outside and eat it, or either you can stay inside.
You've been very kind to share these moments with us. And on behalf of all of us at KPYE, we would like to wish you a very, very successful reunion.
Well, I thank you so much, and I thank you for calling me and letting me do this. It's
Oh.
just wonderful.
Okay, well, thank you, and
Okay,
bye-bye.
thank you.
Bye-bye. Well, all of you Southtowners, and I know there are a lot of you here in Oklahoma City, let's get out to Southtown and have a ball. Once again, that's Labor Day weekend, starting today and tonight. All you will have to do is to call Mrs. Jewel Wallace, 236-5038, here in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. When we think of Labor Day, we think of the men and women, the laboring people. We think of those that have worked and really they have succeeded. Because success is certainly doing what you want to do and enjoying it. What does it take to make you happy? What would it take to make you happy on this Labor Day? And certainly I want to ask you that because I want to know. The telephone number is 478-2103. What would it take to make you happy on this Labor Day? At this time, we pause for our funeral and death announcement.
Rolfe Funeral Home has Mr. Leroy Faggett of 1316 Northeast 12th Street, and his services are pending. Also, Mr. Rafi V. Bolding of 2805 Northeast 19th. His services will be at 11 a.m. Tuesday at Tabitha Baptist Church, and the graveside thing will be at Tri-Steel Cemetery. Also, Mr. Bubba Arthur of Oklahoma City. His services are 1 p.m. Thursday at the Rolfe Chapel. He will be buried at the Hillcrest Memorial Cemetery.
We would certainly express our sympathy to the families. We want you, our radio audience, to become the best informed audience out. We appreciate your support of the Clara Luper radio show. You realize that we are on this show because of you, the public. And as long as you support our advertisers, we are on our way. Now, you have been to Enterprise Square Place, where you are safe at last. 4901 North Martin Luther King Avenue, and it's called Enterprise Square Place. What can you do at Enterprise Square Place? Pay your utility bills, make use of a bona fide United States Post Office. Now, I want to repeat that. You can pay your bills, your utility bills, at Enterprise Square Place. You can also make use of a bona fide United States Post Office. You can take care of big business at Enterprise Square Place. While you are there, remember Sherry's Cleaners, which is a part of the Enterprise Square Place. It's a cleaners that provide quality service with a smile. Mr. Carlos Williams is the owner and the operator, located at 4905 North Martin Luther King Avenue. Sherry's Cleaners, a full-service cleaners and laundry, providing the quality service that you need and doing it with a smile. When you arrive, you will be greeted by beautiful people. That's how I'm going to put it. Carlos Williams, the owner and the operator of Sherry's Cleaners, located at 4905 North Martin Luther King Avenue. They will do your laundry, and if you don't want them to do your laundry, you can go to Sherry's Laundromat, located here in Oklahoma City at Enterprise Square Place. Burger Brothers is located 412 South Harvey Street. You can buy groceries and meat for less. Everyday low prices, plus weekend specials, fresh vegetables and fruit, all at Burger Brothers here in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. On my 2 o'clock show, I asked the question, who will win that big football game between John Marshall and Northeast, which is certainly a classic within itself? You called me from all over the city and told me what you thought. Some of you were upset because you didn't have an opportunity to get to call in. Well, you can always call in on the Clara Luper radio show, but because this is a show of the people. It's a show by the people and for the people and of the people. John Marshall and Northeast High School are ardent rivals. They will meet on the football field at Northeast High School Stadium at 7:30 on Friday. And we want those of you out in Radio Land to support not only John Marshall Northeast, we want you to support Millwood, Douglas, Capitol Hill, Southeast, all of the schools. In America, we do not have the oil fields that they have in the Mideast. In America, some of us do not own the big businesses. All we have are our children. And our children do not have to be those children that bear our names. They can be those children that are striving to succeed. And how can we tell we're supporting our children? By being there. I'm asking you, the public, you, the parents, you, the patrons, you're the supporters, to let your children see you during the football, basketball, and baseball season. If they see you, and just think for a minute, maybe a child is getting ready to go to do something that he or she should not do, and they look up in the audience and they see you and they say, oh, I can't do it. The time has come that we must stop talking about our children and start walking with them to games, to entertainment. These are our children. If you would like to get in on my $5 that I'm going to give away on my next Saturday's radio show, you can call me and guess the scores of the John Marshall and the Northeast High School game. You can say to me that you believe that John Marshall or Northeast High School will win and guess the scores. That's a lot of fun and it's a lot of cash. $5. With $5, you can buy so many things with $5. The Economy Bingo House is located at 3613 North Everett Street here in Oklahoma City. It's a place that you can really see the face. It's the Economy Bingo House. Mr. George Singer, for years, has given his life in the service of Oklahoma City and in the community in which he lives. He will help you at all times. If you have the opportunity and you are a bingo player, why don't you play bingo where your neighbors play at 3613 North Everett Street here in Oklahoma City, and you will be not only having fun, but you will also be helping to build a better community. Yes, that's the Economy Bingo House here in Oklahoma City. Not only should we, if we are going to play bingo, play in our own neighborhood. And those of you who's talking about neighborhood schools and go clear out the city to play bingo. And the people that play bingo, you will not believe that these people will not help you in an emergency. Well, I know that school is starting, and I've talked about supporting the senior basketball and football programs. I want you to support middle school. And today I have with me someone that's out in middle school. Richard Brown? This is the Clara Luper radio show, and I would like to welcome you to it.
Oh, thank you.
I have been talking about the Northeast and John Marshall that will be meeting Friday night. Do you have anything to say? Which one of those teams do you feel will win?
John Marshall.
What do you feel the scores will be?
14-7.
14-7. Richard, I understand that you are at Jefferson Middle School.
Yes.
Do you have, are you involved in any kind of sport?
Yes, we have a very outstanding athletic department at Jefferson Middle School. I'm involved in basketball and track.
Basketball and track. Would you talk just a bit louder for me? I want to make sure that all of the people can hear you throughout this state. All right, you're involved in basketball and track. How do you get young people to go out for basketball? Is that, in middle school, is that part of the school's program?
Yes, that is part of the school program, but we do advertise over the public address system and to get kids that are not interested in sports to try to come out.
Okay, so you make that announcement. Now, what do you need, really, to come out for sports? Can just anybody play sports at your school?
Yes, but we do need the young kids to get the grade point average.
Oh, grade point average. What does grade point average have to do with playing sports?
It makes you eligible to play.
So if you don't have a certain grade point average, you can't play in middle school?
Right. You have to have a 2-point grade average.
You have to have a 2.0 grade average.
Yes.
Do you provide any tutoring or any help to make students have that 2.0 average?
Not at Jefferson, we do not.
So then if you don't make that 2.0 average, you cannot play.
You cannot.
So if a student does not play at Jefferson, then it's very difficult for that student to make it in high school as a basketball or track star.
Yes.
Now, I understand that one of your outstanding players that you started at Jefferson went to OU. Tell me about that particular player.
Yes, Mr. Darrell Kennedy was one of my outstanding players.
Darrell Kennedy started in basketball with you? Are we talking about the same Darrell Kennedy?
We are talking about the same Darrell Kennedy.
The one at OU?
Yes.
Okay, tell me, you started coaching him at Jefferson Middle School.
Yes, in his 8th grade year.
How did you, tell me just a bit about him.
He was very outstanding and was very positive, and he knew where he wanted to go.
He knew
He
what.
wanted to. He had good self-confidence.
How do you develop that? I know there are so many people say that today our young people don't know where they want to go, don't care more or less. But you were able to find a Daryl Kennedy at Jefferson Middle School that knew where he wanted to go.
Yes.
I know you have followed his basketball career with
Yes.
great interest.
Yes, he's now in the process of signing a pro contract with the Boston Celtics.
Just a minute now. Richard, you're going to tell me that someone from Jefferson Middle School who went to OU is getting ready to sign a contract with the Boston Celtics?
Would you believe he sure is?
How do you feel as his teacher, the one that started him out?
I feel very good, very rewarding.
What can you say to the parents out in Radio Land that have young men in middle school?
Well, I always say you just have to kind of support them in terms of doing homework, in terms of monitoring their school assignments, and just keeping them motivated to do good in school, not only on the basketball court, but also in the classroom.
Did Daryl do well at his classroom work?
Very well.
And now he's with the Boston
He with
Celtics.
the Boston Celtics.
Whenever the Boston Celtics play a game, I know one person that will be watching that game. Do you?
I know too. You're right.
Who will that be?
You're right.
Oh, and that will be Richard O'Brien, right? Richard, it's been a pleasure to talk to you today, and I'll see you at that big John Marshall and Northeast game.
I'll be there.
If you see Malachi, I would like to hear Malachi's opinion because he's an expert. He knows exactly what's happening in the real world. Would you have him to call me at 478-2103, and I need his opinion, okay?
All righty.
Bye-bye. This is the Clara Luper radio show, and that was Richard Brown, who was the first coach for Daryl Kennedy. Just think, if your children do not get an early start, they certainly will not catch up. Watkins Stevens Skyview Convalescent Nursing Home is located at 2200 Coltrane Road here in Oklahoma City. The telephone number is 427-1322. It's a clean home. It's a modern home for the sick and aged. They have 24 hours nursing service. Mrs. Betty Ari Lynch is the administrator. They have what is rare in the Oklahoma City area, and that's a hot food cart. When your relatives, your friends, when they live, and certainly I'm talking about a home because the Stevens Skyview Convalescent Nursing Home is a home